everyone, it is Mona here at Klatch, and today we are going to take some little shells and do a mosaic of a flamingo. We have another shell project, and I have this wood plaque that was like $2.99 at the craft store, and I have some blue acrylic paint. I'm going to paint just this top base blue. Because we're going for a tropical look, I am now going to do this sorbet green, or lime sorbet. I have everything painted twice, nice tropical-y colors, and now I have these little shells. And these little shells I picked up on the beach. This is actually both halves of one, and they're usually together, and they burrow down into the sand. And then, once the little guy inside, is gone, these things pop open, and usually they pop apart, and you can find them laying all over the beach. I don't take the ones that are alive. I just take the ones that are already open and dried out. So I tried to collect as many pink ones as I could. So I have some pink ones and some gray ones. Some are a little bit more vibrant than others. So all you have to do is start placing them. Then I'm going to add a little shark's tooth for the eye. Once you have the shells placed as you want them, you can use a weld bond or an ultimate glue, and keep a little damp paper towel nearby. Take a skewer stick and put some glue in there. You don't have to put a ton in there, just make sure you get the edges and a little extra, and then place it back down carefully. Just know it's going to take a little time. I have it all glued on, and if you're not sure, you can always do that and make sure that you got every single one of them. So there's two things I want to do to make this better and kind of finish it off. The first thing I want to do is grout just the flamingo, and the second thing is I want to spray it. I want to keep the grout within the flamingo. I don't want to get it all over the blue background, and that's why I have some painter's tape. And I'm going to just run this around. I don't know how messy this is going to get, so I kind of went possibly a little overboard on how much tape I used, but I wanted to protect the background as much as I could, and I'm just going to mix my grout. Use the directions on whatever grout you use. I'm using, it's like a charcoal color. Once your grout is mixed, you can start to grout the flamingo. I'm going to take the grout, plop it right on there, spread it around. This is going to get messy. I want to make sure I'm squeezing it down between the shells. Now you're going to want to scrape off any excess. While you're doing that, you can see and make sure it got into all of the grout lines. When you've scraped as much as you can off, take a damp towel, paper towel, and start just rubbing it off. Okay? You're really going to get a lot off that way. Keep doing that until you really start to see those shells coming through. It's like magic. Once it's firmed up a little bit, do it again with a damp sponge or paper towel to make sure those shells are coming through. Okay, now is when I'm going to take the tape off. We can see what kind of mess we made. Then we're going to let this dry a couple of hours before we come back and buff off the haze on top of the shells. So this is what we have. And I'm disappointed, which is okay, because sometimes things don't turn out quite the way we expect them to or want them to, but it gives us an opportunity to make it better. So I'm asking myself, what could I have done differently? I could have used a white grout, and I think that would have been better. But that doesn't mean we just throw in the towel and give up. So what's the solution? The solution that I am going to use is watered down acrylic white paint. And I'm going to just paint it right in there. Let it soak into the grout, but immediately wipe it off of the shells, because we don't want to stain the shells. We just want that grout to get lightened up. Okay, here it is so far. I want to touch up the blue, and if I need to touch up any of the green, I'll do that too. So here's the flamingo, and it's just really blends right into, one thing blends into the other. So I need to make the pink stuff stand out a little bit. And I'm going to use a pink nail polish that goes on fairly sheer, and I'm going to go with a very light coat over the shells. You're still going to be able to see the pattern of the shells through it, but it's going to give it a little bit more of the flamingo color. Remember, only a light coat. I am not going over the grout, only the shell. And I'm only going to do it in the pink areas. And if you don't want to do every single shell, you don't have to. I mean, it's your project. You do it any way you want. Now we want to finish it off, and I'm going to brush on triple thick. Normally I would prefer to do the spray, but it is way too humid outside and raining that I can't do that. So we're going to go with the brush on instead. And I'm going to go over the whole entire thing to kind of give it a little bit more of a finished look. Right over the nail polish, right over the grout, right over everything. Here's the piece all finished, and now we have the mosaic of the flamingo, and the nail polish was just enough to kind of give it the shimmer of the pink. It didn't overpower it, and you can still see all the details and the stripes and everything on the shells. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below, and be sure to let me know what you would do a mosaic of. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and remember, life's too short not to shimmer, so grab your glue gun and your glitter. Stay safe.